said to you, I want to share with something that I'm really grateful about. I want to tell you what happened to me back in Africa. The ocean was crazy, massive big waves like that, about 25 foot tall. We were out in the place called the Wild Coast, where the two oceans meet on the southern tip of Africa, and they have these terrible storms. It's also called the Cape of Storms down where we lived across the Eastern Cape. Well, guess what happened? Is a friend of mine had a little boat down there, a small little boat. And he had some friends there, and I was the only one capable to launch a boat in those waters because I'd grown up in those waters. But the ocean was terrible. It was day upon day upon day of crazy seas, so bad you could hardly even swim in it. If it was in America, it would have been black flag or red flag. You couldn't have swum in oceans like it is crazy. And eventually, we were going home the next day. And he said, Louis, please, these people have never been out to sea. Will you please take them out? I said, hey, you know what? That ocean's crazy. I think it's insanity going out. Anyway, he begged me. And I took out 3 boatloads of people safely. We came back. The 4th boatload, guess what happened? Is I asked everybody, have you ever been out? And they all said yes. I said, okay, that's perfect. I didn't realize they'd been out in the harbor. That's like going out in a rowing boat. That's like swimming in your bathtub. This was crazy ocean where the boat's going to jump 20 foot into the air and come down on the other side and take off again, hit down. And we had to go out through breakers like this for about a mile. Breaker, dumper after dumper, 20-something foot tall. Anyway, so guess what happened? The one gentleman wasn't holding on properly. And he flew up into the air, and he came down, and he hit the seat, and he smashed the seat off. Now there's just the metal where the seat was, and he's flying up, and he's landing on this, and there's just blood everywhere in the boat. And what could I do? I had to stop, because he was really injuring himself. The problem was the water behind the boat, behind the wave, was just bubbling and boiling. There wasn't actually water there, it was just air. And so we got him all sorted, we got him settled down, put him in a different area on the boat, and when I accelerated, guess what? It was cavitating because there was no water for the propellers of the 2 motors to grab because the ocean was so crazy, and there was this massive big dumper coming toward us, and I just grabbed them all and I said, okay, we're going down. Just pray, and this is what you do. You stay together. You get away from the boat, you stay together because the water is so bad, it's going to hit us against the props and we're going to really injure ourselves. Well, we capsized. Some of them didn't understand, get away from the boat. They went back to the boat. They smashed against the boat, breaking their ribs and things like that. Eventually, I managed to get them away from the boat. And their wives are sitting on the side watching. They're telling me, just leave me. The one gentleman from Germany said, just leave me, let me die. I'm an old man. You save the rest of them, get them out here. I said, no, your wife's up there. We're going out together. The captain of the boat stays with his team. That is very, very important, right? I could have been out there in 5 minutes. I grew up in those oceans. I would have body surfed out there. I was gone. We were about a mile after the ocean. I would have body surfed 2 waves. I would have been out there. I grew up in that kind of stuff. This was shark fishing country. People used to fly around the world to shark fish in these oceans. And there's just blood everywhere around the boat. And I didn't know how much longer before the sharks started arriving. But guess what? We got such a great God. Even though the current was flowing out, the ocean was tumbling us back in. We got in safely, and the boat did too. Okay, we lost the batteries and lost some things with the boat, but guess what? The boat got back with the motors and things like that. Everybody survived, and I'm very thankful for a great God who protects us. And you need to remember that. Even if the situation looks absolutely devastating, if you just give it all to God, He's got a purpose for it, and the purpose was to prove that we can become the kind of people who stay with our people, become a better leader, grow and mature and appreciate His grace in our lives. I hope that helps you. Have an incredible day, and God bless. Bye.